This is the passenger seat. All right, welcome back, everybody, to another week in the passenger seat. This week, we're going to keep the ball rolling with Kingdom Hearts. Yes. If you enjoyed our last video, today we're going to be talking about expectations and different thoughts that we have on Kingdom Hearts 4.
I don't have a stand, but
Looks good, though.
We actually, for the last video, I think we sort of got we sort of wanted to extend it with these expectations, but we don't want to make the video too long. So if you guys are still on the ride with us for Kingdom Hearts, we got a couple things to share with you.
Yep. And I think one of the things that everybody sort of thinks about or gravitates towards when thinking about Kingdom Hearts is what worlds are we going to have in the new Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, obviously that's like one of the first things people think about. With all the new Disney merchandise happening, obviously, as me, Joseph, and I said previously, that it would be very interesting, at least in our minds, for Starwars or MCU to appear in Kingdom Hearts. But how it will play out would be very interesting. How far can they go with it, you know?
I mean, basing it off of how they've worked with intellectual properties in the past, I think it's, they could do great things with it. How much, so here's my thing, right? So okay. Disney, obviously they, especially Disney Japan, worked with Square Enix to make the melding of these intellectual properties possible, right? I imagine that Disney in Japan spoke to their people in Disney USA, and everywhere else, everybody got an agreement. They're like, okay, cool, we give it the thumbs up, we're gonna do this. Saying that they can do that now, is definitely a possibility, especially with Marvel and Star Wars, because again, it's owned by Disney.
Yeah, I think the hardest part, maybe Disney doesn't have to care, but I feel like the hardest part for people would be the fans of those properties, because I feel like Star Wars and Marvel fall under this fan base that they used to have before Disney bought them. The ones that weren't too happy that Disney even bought them. But which is funny, because without Disney, they wouldn't be successful right now. But Kingdom Hearts always has this thing where they stay respectful of the property. They don't try to change anything, kill any of the characters, or anything like that. Like, they stay truly respectful of it. So I feel like they'll do a good job.
So before we get into any of the any of our expectations or what's going to happen with the characters, let's talk about predictions of the worlds that are actually going to show up in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Okay, we should probably exclude the Star Wars MCU since we already mentioned it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think Disney has a lot to work on, though, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they should start adding a lot more of the Pixar, more CGI type movies and stuff. Like, I would like to see Encanto.
Okay.
I think that'd be really cool, especially because have you seen the movie?
I have not seen Encanto yet. I have heard great things. We did already see Pixar find its way into Kingdom Hearts with Toy Story.
And Monsters Inc.
So we definitely know that Pixar is definitely a possibility, and it opens a lot of doors into the things that we can actually get to see in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, like many. You have the world of the superheroes of the Incredible, or you have like
that would be insane.
The emptiness, environmental world of Wall-E, or you have the world of Up in that little island that no one ever found. There's like many things that Pixar can do, and I'm so excited for it because I want to see how it would look, the Keyblade and the costumes.
Yes.
That's what I can't wait for. That'd look amazing.
So here's my thing. I feel like in intellectual properties like Wall-E and Up, there wouldn't necessarily be villains per se. It'd be more like, you know how in Kingdom Hearts the Winnie the Pooh world was more, not about fighting. It was more about doing stuff with the characters, and I think they have the ability to do that with whatever. They can't include all of them, but whichever that they choose that's sort of in that same boat, that's sort of what they have to go on. Because the same thing happened with there were fights for the Little Mermaid, but for Kingdom Hearts 2, it was a lot of singing mini games. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does depend the world. If the world justifies having a villain or fighting or whatever the case may be, then I guess so. Because I'm maybe 100. I don't know. I didn't play it, but I'm pretty sure the Toy Story world did not have a villain.
I think it did actually. You did have to do fights,
Really?
and you did have to do fights in Toy Story.
Was it Lotso? Was
Huh?
Lotso the man?
Anyways, so going back into that, you did mention The Incredibles. That I think that would be honestly a really cool thing to see. Sora, Donald, Goofy, and sort of like this super suit that they get custom tailored by what's her face? I forget her name.
Oh yeah, Edna.
Yeah, so custom tailored by custom tailored by Edna. She can even say that line too. No capes.
Yeah.
Like I imagine Sora being like, "Oh, this suit is missing a cape," and she, "No capes."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that'd be super cool to see. Definitely.
I actually think it's a really higher possibility than Marvel is to introduce the superhero world of the Incredibles.
Dude, the thing is, the Marvel thing, people would go nuts. Like, could you imagine that Sora goes in there and
In New York.
it's the Avengers?
You know what would be? I think what would be a little bit more. How would I use the word? So you don't have to explore New York, because as you can see in the trailer, they're already exploring a city. But I do feel like since the MCU doesn't really have a world, it's just New York. I do feel like maybe the MCU characters can be support characters. Like Stitch. How Stitch just appears to be your support character. Maybe you have Spider-Man appearing as your support character, or Thor.
Right.
I think that would be a good spot for them.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I think they should do their own world. Obviously, they limit the parameters to which you can explore. Because obviously, New York is super extensive. It boils down for me, if they do the Avengers, who's gonna be their villain in Kingdom Hearts 4? Is it gonna be, are they gonna do?
Thanos?
I thought about Thanos, but I'm like, that's huge, and obviously they have to integrate some Heartless elements into that. Are they gonna do Loki?
Fair.
I don't know. There's options. They could go all sorts of ways with that. Same thing goes for Star Wars. I feel like, obviously they're gonna have to include Darth Vader. It's just,
I mean,
it's gonna have to be. I don't think they'd go with the recent movies, because that's just not as iconic as, they're not as iconic as the originals. Why would I want Rey versus Luke,
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, a lot of fans would prefer Luke, period.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer him to be in the world of Luke and Leia and Han and all that type of stuff than being in the new world.
The world would be Tatooine.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. There's a section where they go to Hoth and it's all snowy. Anyways, I had this strange feeling that because Rey is the new thing, that they'll stick to Rey's world. But either way, if they integrate Star Wars, period, I'll be excited.
Yeah.
If it's Ray or Luke, I'd still be pretty excited.
Right.
Now, oh, sorry, please continue.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, moving on from that, unless you had another point.
Oh, I was just gonna say, in these worlds, from The Incredibles and Up and all that stuff to Star Wars and Marvel, who do you think the side characters they'll choose to be when they're beside you? Like how Jack Skellington.
Right. Is added to your party?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for Marvel, if they're going with the Avengers, it has to be Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay.
I feel like Iron Man, maybe. I was gonna say Cap, but I don't know. I feel like it has to be Iron Man. It's just, and then
I could see that.
And then for Star Wars, it would be Luke if they have Luke. Ray if it'd be Ray.
Ray if they have.
So yeah, going back to the worlds. So we talked about the new ones that we thought are a possibility. Some recurring ones that I think are a great possibility that we've seen so far. Obviously, the speculation that Donald and Goofy were in the underworld at the end of the trailer.
Of course.
So obviously, we're probably getting Hercules again. The World Ends With You, which we got in Dream Drop Distance, and I think it's making a comeback for this game, of course. And we, if I think about other worlds that I haven't seen in a while that I'd like to see again, okay? Pirates of the Caribbean it's overdone.
It's outdated too. A lot of people aren't paying attention to Pirates of the Caribbean anymore.
Yeah, I think they should bring back some classics. I never got to see Tarzan again.
Fair. Okay.
But
yeah,
then
that's true.
But then again, how much do you really have to play off of Tarzan?
That's a hard one too, because Tarzan's kind of bland.
Yeah, there wasn't much other than what's his face. I can't remember his name. The guy, the bad dude from Tarzan, the guy who wants to shoot
Clayton.
all the Clayton. Thank you, Clayton.
Uh-huh.
Other than Clayton, I mean, the same goes with all the other worlds, really. Like, maybe there's a couple that weren't really explored as much as they could have. But when you sit down and think about it, like how many can you really think of that you're like, what haven't they? What can they revisit that they can expand on?
I guess that's a fair point. I mean, Disney has so many properties, especially. I mean, if I'm trying to think of like their old stuff, I feel like we haven't really gotten a chance to. Who was it? Aladdin.
We did get Aladdin. Did we get him? I'm trying to remember. We got him twice, I think.
The World.
The World, yeah. We got Agrabah twice, I believe, in 1 and 2.
I'm trying to think of the classics. Maybe. Oh, dude, you know what? That'd be so amazing if they could do it, because you know how many video games they could add. If he can go in the world of Wreck-It Ralph, I would be like.
Wreck-It Ralph is a great assumption. Like, that's definitely a possibility.
Him like seeing Pac-Man.
Yeah, dude, that would open the door for so many other properties to hop in.
What am I thinking, dude? He's in Smash Bros. That's actually crazy. Anyways, I don't want to get into that topic because that's like a really deep hole of how much like
it would be insane. It would be insane if there was a meeting, right? Nintendo and Square Enix, and they're like, "All right, guys, we're gonna let you use Sora. We're gonna let you use Sora, right? But when our game comes around, we want to be able to use all your intellectual properties, or something like that, something along those lines."
Some. Like if he was in like the same environment as Breath of the Wild, dude, that'd be awesome.
Man, it would be fantastic. I doubt something of that magnitude would happen. If they did, dude, people would lose their shit.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe they'll surprise us. We've been getting quite a lot of surprises recently.
I know you'd like to see Pokemon.
I was about to say, how I would love, but man, that's
Yo, that'd actually be crazy though, because Sora has the form, the yellow, blue, and red. If he could just
yeah.
If he could just change it up, and you see when he changes up to that form, that Pokemon appears next to him, like Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle.
Interesting concept. I mean, we haven't really seen the forms for a while, but that's an interesting concept. Dude, I'd love it. Again, I think that's too many people to split a cake amongst,
Yeah.
So I don't think that's gonna happen. It'd be great. I mean, it'd be amazing. But I don't know.
Now, one of the things I wanted to bring up in the expectations was in gameplay. Clearly, by the trailer, if that is the gameplay, it looks like they. I'm not gonna say throughout, but they look like they put it a little bit more, less silly. It's fighting and the sound effects and all that stuff. It looks a little bit more real.
More realistic.
He always had sort of every time they fought, they always sort of had little bubbles coming out or something. It was a little bit less looking like that. And if that is the true gameplay, I guess my expectations for it would be it's gonna look like a Final Fantasy game when you fight.
Yes and no. So if you look back on the trailer where he's fighting the the dark side, Heartless, he does he parries the punch, and when he does, he makes the magical thing, sort of like a drill, and he swings it over at the Heartless, and that did look a little cartoony compared to stuff from Final Fantasy, which looked like hardcore. If you're gonna use element magic, it looks like, if you're gonna do lightning, it looks like lightning. Yeah. If you do fire, it looks like fire. That looked a little more cartoonish, so I think with that it'll sort of stay in the realm of Kingdom Hearts. So what do you think? Do you think this will be a PS5 exclusive? Or, I'm sorry, the newer generation of consoles exclusive? Because I bet you anything right now, I don't think the Switch is going to be able to handle this unless they make a very, very low resolution version. I think this is going to be for big boy consoles, big girl consoles. It's
I definitely feel like it's going to be PlayStation 5 exclusive.
You think it's going to be...
PlayStation 5 is not done. The PlayStation 5 is going to be around for a while.
Okay, hold up. So you're saying it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. So it's not going to be it's not going to be like Kingdom Hearts 3 that was both consoles.
I mean, yeah, I guess probably if you were to really bring it down to, they'll probably add it for Xbox and maybe PC, but I don't know if the Switch can handle that though. Although the Switch OLED, it does look pretty great. It does improve on the graphics.
Yeah, but still, it's a massive game to process. Just think about playing Apex on the Switch, Yeah,
of course. I mean,
it'll never be the same as playing it on a console, and never be the same as playing it on a PC. You're just gonna get a very low resolution version
of the game,
of what
which
you could.
Usually will happen.
Yeah. So the possibility of, do you think it'll be? What I'm trying to say is, do you think it'll be exclusive to newer consoles versus do you think they might release it for PS4 or Xbox One? No.
Oh no, it's gonna be exclusive, hands down. There's no way that level of intensity and effects and digital and it's too massive. It looks too much for a PlayStation 4 right now, and even if they released it for the PlayStation 4, I bet you more than anything it's gonna look crappy compared to the PlayStation 5.
Alright, so here's my hot take on it. If they can make it for the Switch, they can make it for PS4 and Xbox One, or whatever is the
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't do Xbox.
Exactly. I don't. So
Clearly.
if they can do it for the Switch, I believe they can do it for these, the previous generation of consoles. And the reason why I say this is because look at the shortage on PS5s. Not everyone is going to have a PS5 by the time this drops. If they want to capitalize on the market, they're going to have to release it on the main console that everyone has. I mean, shit. Sony decided to produce more PS4s instead of continuing production with PS5s. You see what I'm saying? So people are going to continue to consume through PS4, and they're going to have to capitalize on that market because that's where most of the revenue is going to come from. If they decide to drop this game like that, it's not. Trust me, I believe honestly that sales for this game on the PS4 is going to be more than the sales for the PS5.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that it does play into effect the fact that the PS5 is not so easily accessible. So even if you were going to release it for the PS5 exclusively, it's not like you're going to release it for the PS5 so everyone's going to go out and buy a PS5 and play it. No one can go out and buy a PS5.
Exactly.
They're just not there.
That's my point.
So it does make sense in that standpoint. But we also don't know exactly when this game is going to get released.
That's another good point.
Which plays another factor. This might be just, I don't know, a trailer of a prototype.
Yeah.
It might not even be like a real trailer. Maybe they just wanted to excite the fans.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's all right for today. We got a lot out there. Hopefully, for you writers watching, you were with us in some ideas. If you differ from some ideas, please let us know down in the comments. Tell us, hey, I thought this idea was cool. I thought you guys are ridiculous for thinking this. Just let us know down in the comments.
Or add ideas. Ideas that we didn't say.
Definitely. If you're a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan, let us know what you think. Let us know what your expectations are, what your predictions are. Just comment it down below. Have a little interaction with us. And, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It's always going to help out the channel. We appreciate you guys always. And hopefully you enjoyed this ride with us today. And hopefully you'll join us next time here in The Passenger Seat.